Alrighty, well, as always, thank you so much for joining me. So we are continuing our pregnancy supported or pregnancy optional series. So as always, these classes don't require you to be pregnant. These are not just pregnancy poses, but obviously I am demoing the modifications that allow for a little more belly space. But I'll give you lots of options to make this class, unique to exactly what you're trying to achieve today. So I do have a chair as a prop that we'll be using. If you choose not to have a chair, blocks might be handy to have around. And then I also have a little pillow for myself. But you can have all these things handy. Totally optional if you happen not to have any of these available. Alrighty, let's begin in a seated position. So come on down to your seat. Find your preferred comfortable seat, so maybe on a chair or a cushion or a pillow or on your knees or sitting cross-legged, root down through your sit bones. And wherever you are, whenever you're ready, sit tall, sit proud, roll your shoulders back, down, forward, up, and back again. Nice big shoulder rotations. Sit with a nice tall, proud chest. Reach the crown of your head just a little bit taller and allow your arms to hang heavy at your side, perhaps resting on your knees or anywhere that feels good for them to land. And then, if it feels okay, slowly close your eyes and begin to take a long, slow, deep inhale through the nose. And a long, slow, complete exhale, side out. And take two more just like that. Longer, deeper, slower inhale through the nose. Long, slow, complete exhale through the open mouth. Last breath, inviting in as much air as you possibly can into your lungs. Feel those ribs expand. And exhale, feel everything melt away. And allow your attention to turn inward, focusing within the four corners of your mat. If you have lingering mind chatter or to-do list items, try to gently place them on the outside of your mat, ready to be picked up again when we are through. Continue to focus on the sound and length of your breath, inviting your ribs to expand with each inhale and allowing the shoulders to drop with each exhale. And I invite you to take this opportunity to set an intention for today's class. Perhaps it's something that you're personally working towards, that you'd like to reground or recommit to. Or maybe nothing is coming to mind, and that's okay. I do have an affirmation to offer just in case you're looking for inspiration. I choose a bright future now. I choose a bright future now. The moment I start to change, the moment I am willing to bring good into my life, the universe responds in kind. I choose a bright future now. Let that sit and settle for just a moment. One more round of breath here. And exhale. And when you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. Sit just a little bit taller. As you inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Clasp your fingers together and then bring your palms to the back of your head. Open your shoulders, open your elbows as wide and as far as you can. Let your chest expand. Inhale. Exhale, draw the shoulders or elbows together, round the spine, and if it feels okay on the neck, gently draw the chin inwards, maybe using a little bit of that leverage to lengthen the back of your neck. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Expand through the chest, the elbows, the shoulders. Exhale, round, tuck. Maybe gently pull just to lengthen the back of the neck, not too hard. Let's do one more round just like that. Inhale. Open nice and wide. And exhale. Round, tuck, lengthen the back of the neck. Beautiful. Bring your hands out and then clasp them at the back of your spine. So clasp your fingers again, just like they were, but this time bring your fists toward the back of your spine. Point your fist downwards. Draw your shoulders down your back. Now the shoulders may not open up, your arms might be bent, that's totally okay. Pull the fists downwards. Think about lengthening through the elbows. Think about sitting nice and tall. Think about rolling the shoulders down your back, maybe looking up, lengthening through the front of your neck. And if it feels okay, ever so slightly, begin to lift your fists just a hair away from the spine, or as much as feels comfortable. Depending on how much flexibility you have in the shoulders, it may not go very far, but think about just pulling your thumbs away from your low back, even ever so slightly. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders down your back. Great job. Alrighty, and then release, relax. From wherever you're seated, gently twist toward the right. Right hand at the base of your spine, left hand on the right knee. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, feel a gentle twist through the spine. Maybe look over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center and twist the other direction. Right hand to the left knee, left hand to the base of your spine. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And then just enjoy some neck rolls. So bring your right ear toward the right shoulder, chin down, left to left shoulder, chin up. Moving nice and slow, pausing. Think about your head going around in a circle like a clock, and you're almost having a micro pause at each number on the clock. And then from wherever you are, go ahead and turn directions. So moving the opposite direction now. Nice and slow, feeling a good stretch through each side of the neck. Maybe feeling some tension release from the tops of the shoulders. Maybe last round here, make sure you're kind of evened out. Beautiful. Alrighty, when you're ready, shake out the arms, make your way to a tabletop position. So find your hands on the ground, spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're just using this as a transition pose. So we'll take a moment here to enjoy cow and cat. If being on hands and knees is not comfortable, you can always take the standing version of tabletop, cow and cat. Lifting through the chest and tailbone. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Breathing into those vertebrae. Last round here. And exhale, cat. And then make your way to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift your hips and knees. Maybe push the hips back, torso toward the thighs.
Option to keep a nice deep bend in the knees, especially as we're warming up. And then slowly press one heel down at a time, feeling a nice stretch along the back of the legs. Again, if you can't quite be on your wrists, you can do a variation of this with your hands on a chair. So just so you know, you have options to get the same kind of good stretch along the back of the legs. You can alternate one leg down at a time using the chair if having your hands on the ground is not quite accessible to you. So always ways to customize these postures to fit your beautiful body. Beautiful. And when you're ready, try to peek your hips as high as they'll go, allowing your hands and shoulders to be below the head, and maybe lengthen the back of the heels toward the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Just feeling a good stretch through the ankles, calves, backs of the knees, and thighs. Beautiful. Inhale, look forward, and make your way to the top of your mat for forward fold, walking your feet behind your wrists. Now, if you have a belly like mine, you'll want to make sure your feet are nice and wide apart. If you do not have a pregnant belly, you're welcome to bring your feet together wherever, or keep them apart, wherever really feels best for you. Allow your tailbone and hips to tilt upward toward the sky, and allow your head and neck to hang heavy and your torso to get a little closer to your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift the chest, cactus the arms. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink your hips low. Try to de-round that low back. So think about tilting your pelvis to lengthen the low back, sinking the hips a little low. Beautiful. Gently place your weight into your right foot and then step your left foot all the way back to high crescent lunge. Inhale, hold, nice big chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. So again, you'll notice I do have a chair in front of me that is there on purpose. If you don't have a chair or wish to use something different, maybe put some blocks in the top of your mat in the center, we will have the option of using them in just a moment. So enjoy that beautiful warrior two. Front toes point forward, back foot's parallel to the back of your mat, and get deep into that front lunge. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift your right hand to the sky. Feel a good stretch in the front of the chest. And exhale, extended side angle. So going all the way through warrior two, reaching those fingers forward. Option to place the right arm on the knee or extend it along the inside, and left arm reaches to the sky. Beautiful. Now, if you have a prop, go ahead and place your hand on it now. So I have my chair handy. You can have blocks right in front of you. Place your weight into your front foot and then slowly lift your back foot off the mat for standing half moon. So this is a balancing posture. My back leg is extending directly behind me. My toes are pointed off to the side. I'm trying to open through the chest, thinking about stacking my left shoulder over my right, looking past the fingertips, kicking through the heel. Beautiful. Keeping just a micro bend in that standing knee. And when you're ready, bend that right knee and step all the way back to warrior two. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back out. Return to your high crescent lunge. So tilting that hip back to the front of your mat. And then stepping to the top of your mat for chair pose. Beautiful. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. As you fold, relax through the low back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose again. So rising up, bending through the knees, lengthening the low back. So try not to stick the butt out. Tuck it in. Beautiful. Place your weight into your left foot and then slowly step it all the way back to that high crescent lunge. So left foot forward, right foot back. Both hips and shoulders point to the top of your mat. Arms reach to the sky. Nice big open chest. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Bend that, lower that back heel down to the mat. Bend that front knee and sink into your warrior two lunge. So always adjusting the feet as needed. Press down through the back knife side of your back foot. Beautiful. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift the left arm to the sky. Right arm reaches down the back thigh. Nice stretch through the left side body. Exhale, extended side angle. So flowing through warrior two, reaching the fingertips forward. Left arm on the thigh or along the inside, and right arm to the sky. All right, looking at your prop once again, you know where we're going now. Put your hand on your block or your chair. Place your weight into that front foot, and when you're ready, make your way into that standing half moon. So using the left leg to balance, keep a micro bend in that left knee for stability. Extend your right heel behind you. You have a prop, so think about using it to help you stack your right shoulder over the left and maybe look past your right fingertips. Using that right glute to kick the heel back, trying to keep it level with the ground. Beautiful. When you're ready, bend that front knee and step all the way back to your warrior two. Going back the way we came, bring those hips forward, lift the back heel, find high crescent lunge. Exhale, step it forward, chair pose. Lengthen the low back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, step it back with your left foot. So right foot forward, left foot back, finding your high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. So moving in a different direction, inhale, star pose. Straighten your front knee, pivot your right toes so they're parallel with your left. Everything's facing the side of your mat. Arms come up like an X. Exhale, horse squat or goddess pose. Tilt your heels inward so your toes point out and bend the knees to come down in your squat. Bring your hands down to your thighs. Keep the chest lifted. Keep your hands at your thighs and lower the hips as much as you feel comfortable. But look at your feet and your knees and make sure that your knees are tracking in the same direction as your middle toe. So if you need to adjust your feet or your knees, go ahead and do so. Sink a little lower. Place your hands on your thighs and then turn one shoulder inward. Left shoulder first. Inhale, come back to center. And then alternate, right shoulder forward. Inhale, center. Exhale. Left shoulder forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Re-parallel the feet. So bring heels and toes parallel to the mat. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. So hinging at the hips, leading with the chest. Now, if you have blocks handy and you like to have those under your hands, feel free. Another great option is to keep a little bend in the knees. So finding different ways to modify or customize this pose. You want to feel a nice, good stretch along the back of the legs. without straining the back. So if your back has to round too much, then think about bending the knees to flatten out the spine a little bit and point your tailbone to the sky. Now with your left hand either on the mat or the block or wherever's underneath of you, place your left hand in the center right in front of you and then slowly open your right arm up to the sky. It doesn't matter if it goes all the way or even halfway, just move it a little bit, much as you can, opening through the shoulders and chest. Come back down to center, place the right hand in the center in front of you, and then gently open the left arm to the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hold for the fold. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale, find your warrior two. Bring your left toes forward. Transitioning back to your high crescent lunge. Lift your back heel. Point all hips, both hips. You only have two. Both hips to the front of your mat. Beautiful. And then step your left foot to meet your right. Find chair pose. Beautiful. Place your hands on your chair once again. And if you don't have a chair handy, perhaps use a wall or anything in front of you, or nothing at all. You don't have to use anything if you don't have anything handy. But I want you to find a standing tabletop variation here. So we talked about tabletop earlier. We showed this as an option for tabletop on the ground if being on your hands and wrists is a little too much. But here we're actually just doing it intentionally. But this is what I mean by a standing tabletop. So hands are reaching towards something, whether it's a chair or the wall or a bed or anything in front of you. But from here, gently start to move your hips in like a figure 8. So moving them left and right. And as you move, feel cute, right? But then also notice how it feels along the side body as you're moving your hips from side to side. So imagine you're making a figure 8 with your hips, moving from side to side. Beautiful. And then come back to your center and then find your chair pose once again. Bending through the knees, lifting through the chest. Step your right foot back, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two on the left. Inhale, rise, star pose. So parallel the feet, arms come up. Exhale, goddess pose. So bring your elbows, or I'll turn around so you can see me. Bring your heels in, toes out. Sink back down into your squat. Knees are in line with your middle toe. Hands at your thighs, sit nice and tall. And then start to bring one shoulder forward again, just because this feels so good. Alternating. Great job. One more time each side, left and right. Come all the way up to standing, parallel the feet. Arms come up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hinge at the hips. So we've already been here before. Legs are nice and warmed up. Notice if you maybe get a little deeper this time. Maybe you don't have to bend the knees quite as much, or maybe you still keep those nice and bent. That's great too. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Beautiful. Bring your left hand down. And from here, a little bit of a change. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your right toes, or left toes rather. That's where the direction we're heading. Left toes rather. So the left toes point forward. You're in a lunge with your hands at the top of your mat. Bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. So bring it nice and wide. Bring your hands along the inside. An option to lower that back knee down for a lizard lunge. So lizard lunge, your left foot is on the outside of your mat, outside of your left hand. Try to keep it so your ankle is roughly under the knee. And then allow your left knee to open up toward the left side of your mat. Beautiful. If you're quite flexible through the legs here, option to come down to your forearms or even use a block to bring yourself a little lower to create a custom level. I'm going to stay lifted up like this. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back to center. Bring your left foot back to your right, finding tabletop. And then bring your right foot to the outside of your mat to find lizard on the other side. So walk your right foot toward the top of your mat. You can use your hands to adjust or get it up there any way you need to. So right foot's on the outside of your right hand. Right knee is over the right ankle or maybe even slightly behind. And then maybe start to open up that right hip, allowing your right knee to bend toward the outside of your mat, or tilt toward the outside of your mat, I should say. Once again, if you're quite flexible, option to come down to your forearms. I'm not quite there. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Bring your knees together so you're at your tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Once again, broaden through the shoulder blades. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, come back to tabletop. And then shoot your hips back. Find child's pose for a moment. So widen the knees if that feels good to you. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Maybe relax your forehead down and let go of the arms and the shoulders. Feel the upper back begin to soften. If you have a belly, make sure your knees are nice and wide so you have space between the thighs for that belly to extend. Try to relax through the back. See if you can feel it just soften. Beautiful. Inhale, slowly make your way back up. Bring your knees together and sit on your heels. And then we'll find our way to our final resting posture. So for our final resting posture, choose whatever works best for you. You can stay seated, perhaps on your ankles, perhaps on your bum, or feel free to lay down on your back in Shavasana, or find any level in between that works for you. So I'm going to use a pillow here to make it a little bit more accessible for me. So find your resting posture. Option to be seated or lying down. If you're lying down, option to have your legs outstretched, or perhaps you can have your feet on the mat and allow your knees to tent in toward one another. That might feel nice on the low back. Or for a different variation, bring your feet together and allow your knees to open up. So lots of different options here to find your preferred resting posture. And wherever you are, take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it all out. And allow each muscle group to begin to soften and relax. Relax through your toes, the balls of your feet, your ankles, your arches and your heels. Soften through your calves, your knees and your thighs. Soften through your hips. Try to relax the glutes and the whole lower spine.
Relax through your fingertips, your palms and your wrists. Relax through your forearms, your elbows and your biceps. Allow your shoulders to soften and release. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your belly with each effortless breath, allowing your body to feel completely supported. Relax through your neck, your shoulders, and all of the muscles in your face. And when you're ready, gently begin to bring more awareness back to your body and your breath. Take a slightly deeper inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh it out. From wherever you are, ever so slowly, make your way to a seated position. Take your time, maybe roll over, maybe you're already seated. Slowly make your way. Option to keep your eyes closed if that feels good. And when you are seated, sit tall, sit proud. Inhale as you draw your arms to the sky. Bring your palms together and lower your thumbs in front of your chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Maybe look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. May we be the change we wish to see in this world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share that with the world. Namaste.